Good evening and welcome to the GPVWC Downforce Open Series. We're now going live to Barcelona where Menno, Klont and Schroten are eagerly waiting to do tonight's commentary. Enjoy.
Okay, hey, thanks Guy. Well, we are in Barcelona and we are now waiting for another Open Series race at Barcelona, of course. My name is Menno, Klont and next to me is Roy Schroten. Hey Roy, how you doing?
Good evening. I'm fine, thank you.
Yeah. Well, we are already in qualifying, and people are pushing hard again.
Yeah, it sure seems like they do. In practice we had Gerard Battle setting the fastest time, but at the moment it will be Robbie Hamill who will start his first lap and be the first timed lap of the evening.
Yeah, it looks very competitive again. We lost some of the drivers who drove for us last race, but yeah, some of those could make their FC debuts today, and I think that's very good to see that all the guys who drive here get the chance to be in the other series that GPVWC provides. I'm looking at Philip Koenig now, who's crossed the line and takes professional pole in 1:29.506. That's not a bad time. Roy, what do you think of that time, 29.5?
Yeah, it's surely faster than that we saw in free practice, so it looks really good, and it's almost a second gap to the drivers behind him. But what we've seen in Bahrain as well is that people are really trying to push for the second lap, and the lap will actually be faster, and I see that Philip de Koenig is now stuck behind Hamill, so that's going to be very interesting.
What also is very interesting is that with the 5-minute qualification rule, and I think with those pretty fast times here, they could even do 3 hot laps if they want. Koenig is driving very fast now, and he will cross the line before the time runs out, so he will get the chance if he gets the fuel, if he has enough fuel on board to do another lap. But I think now he will set an even faster time, and it will be 1:29.1. That could be pole. And then we have Cabrera to P2.
Ooh, very close.
Yeah, that's very close. And we've got... oh wait. Yeah, it's going pretty fast now. Battle to 2. Brekalo is pushing for 4. And the next one is Gerard. Oh, Gerard is Van der Weide has, I believe, some damage, and he can stop the car. Qualification is over for him.
Yeah, Philip Koenig still showing some very fast lap times at the moment. Quite a fast sector time. And we have seen that 7 guys can actually do a third lap, so that's great strategy playing by them to get that extra lap in qualifying.
Yeah. Let's see what happens. Yeah, he's going to set an even faster time. Will he get a 1:28? That would be good for Open Series. That would be a decent time in an FC qualifying. We will see what Koenig will do. But it looks pretty clear that he's going to get pole, but I'm seeing Cabrera also doing very good sector times. But here is Koenig coming again, and he is going for the 1:28.7. Oh, that's even better than I thought. Roy, what an amazing time, right?
Yeah, let's see what Cabrera does here. Cabrera goes to second with a 29.1.
Yeah, decent time.
That's a decent time as well, but Philip Koenig really showing his pace here. That's actually quite a decent time for FC, I think so. But yeah, it shows some really great pace. And in qualifying, we haven't seen Tomislav Svipven and Simon Watman. They didn't set a time at all, so that's going to be interesting seeing them starting from the back.
Yeah, and yeah, the admin says, well done, Philip. Yeah, it's I think Philip Koenig's first Open Series pole position. That's pretty good, and yeah. From start of qualifying, he looked strong. He drove as one of the first guys out of his garage. He was one of the first when the light did go to green, and yeah, he just had a good focus and a really good time on the in the end. 28.7. That's very decent. That's good enough for FC. If we going to look at that. But yeah, so Koenig from Germany in P1. It's Francis Cabrera, the guy from Spain. We are now in Spain, who will line up in P2. So front row start from him, and yeah, maybe he has a good shot in race pace to beat Koenig. And we have another Spaniard, Gerard Bartel, in P3. So the Spaniards are looking pretty good. And in P4, so that's still the second row, it's Ilya Brekalo, who finished in P2 in Australia. And in Bahrain he drove the Downforce car in the Formula Challenge. He's in P4. Roy, your thoughts about the lower ranked guys? How did they do it?
Rob Mason is quite a fast guy as well. He has proven himself in the past last season. And of course we have the Johan Lindbergh, also showing some pace last time in Bahrain. Robbie Hamill, I'm not sure if he's driven here before. I should look at you, Menno.
Yeah, I believe he was here 2 weeks ago, but yeah, with the last time out we had 27 drivers, and yeah, I can't remember them all. I only know that there are a lot of missing today, but yeah, I think Hamill did quite good. I think that Aurimas Kupciunas, if I pronounced it correctly, is new. And yeah, we will see what kind of pace he can get into, and yeah, maybe he is also a talent for the future. It's one, it's a guy from Lithuania, and well, yeah, Lithuania is pretty big in the Open Series. We have had a lot of drivers from there, so yeah, maybe this is another good driver from Lithuania. Back to you, Roy. What do you think about Martijn, Matt, and Gerard?
Martijn has proven that he is really improving during the last race at Bahrain. With his new steering wheel, he's really gained some consistency, so it's great to see from him. Matt Gale just has to prove that he can keep it on the track, and he will end up very nicely, maybe in the top 10 even. Simon Wetman, he crashed in the qualifying, so let's just hope that he won't do it again. And Tomislav Schroten is a really fast guy, but last time he also had some trouble, and he didn't manage to get through the first lap unharmed, I believe. So it's going to be interesting to see if he can make it happen this time, but if he does, I can see a top 5 for him.
Yeah, well, we will see. It's like always, it's very exciting. I think the Pullman has, of course, the best shot on winning, but yeah.
Oh, Menno, it's raining.
Oh, it's raining. Oh, this is interesting.
It's 20% wet.
In 20%, that's around the part. But yeah, now they need to choose. Are we thinking, will it clear up, or will it rain? Will it rain harder? Oh, this would be this would be very interesting.
This is going to be a very interesting one for sure. Simon Watman already crying.
He saw rain, he cried, and yeah, sadly he left. So I think it's not a rain person, but yeah, no kidding. But yeah, it's sad to see him leave. But yeah, he didn't qualify, so maybe he has some problems. Let's see. Let's see. We've got Koenig on P1 on dry tires. Francis Cabrera also on dry tires. I don't know if we know the percentage
It's still 17%, but it's getting less.
Then they have the right call. Gerard Battle in P3 on the dry tires. Brekalo on the dry tires. Mason also on the dry tires. Lindberg on the dry tires. Hamel also on the dry tires. It's Kupsianis who is the first guy on the wet tires. And yeah, if you make your debut at GPVWC, yeah, why don't you gamble for rain? I mean, you don't have to, you lose nothing. You can only gain in your first race. And well, yeah, and then I see Van der Weijden from Australia also with rain tires. We've got Riedberg on the dry tires, Gale on the dry tires, and I think we've got Sweden also on the dry tires. So for now, I would say the dry tires are the good option. But yeah, if it rains, yeah, then the other ones have the better option. But
yeah, we already see it raining less and less. It's now 14%. But what we still see is that the cars are sliding very much at the moment. So I think for those first laps, the rain tires might be the better options if they can get it up to temperature. But I don't think they will gain enough speed if the track really gets dry from all the cars driving on it.
Yeah, but I find it very interesting with the drying track. People can show how good they are in these conditions. So FC team bosses, watch the race. You might see some tactical good drives, and I'm already seeing some guys into the pits. And we have 1 light, 2 lights, 3 lights, 4 lights, 5 lights, and we are sliding away. And it's Philip Koenig with the best slide of all, let's say that. But it looks very clean. I think the rain helps the drivers to be not too aggressive. Oh, we have Koenig jumping the curb. Oh, yeah, and now they feel it. Race conditions in the rain. Oh, this is interesting. Oh, Riedberg's pun. Yeah, that's the rain. That's the rain. Oh, and I see 2 people coming out of the pits. Roy, what do you think? How's it going?
Yeah, surprisingly, we haven't seen a lot of crashes during that first lap. My timing is a little bit screwed up at the moment, but I think that Philip Koenig is still leading, so that's great. A great job by him. We saw Martijn Riedberg having a really good start, but then spun ultimately, trying too much in those first few corners. So that's a shame by him. So he's back at the back.
Yeah, and you see Koenig already struggling, and he has the first position. So he's also giving some of that spray, which still there, to the other guys. But yeah, you see the cars struggling, and you see I think it's Francis Cabrera very close at his countryman Battle. But I don't know if he can make a overtake. And Mason is in for a drive-through penalty, and Philip Koenig is out.
Oh
no! This is sad. Oh, this is a connection lost while in the lead. Oh, those are the worst ones. So this will make it more interesting, maybe. It's sad for the German, but we now have 2 Spaniards at the Spanish Grand Prix in the first and second position. Oh, and Battle is going off. Oh, and he lost his front wing. Oh, what a race! The rain is the great equalizer, and yeah, everybody is
In the rain, you can see how much control a driver has of his car, and Vettel has ultimately retired now.
And I can't believe it. Who is in P3? It's Tomislav. Look at that. wow, yeah, I'm a bit of fan of Tomislav. It's an Open Series driver from one of the first races. So he's the guy with the most Open Series races driven of all of the whole league. So yeah, and he's already in P3. What a race then for him already. But yeah, it's Cabrera who showed good pace, but he almost spun it. He showed good pace through various races, and he's now leading. And yeah, this is his opportunity to win it. And if you want to win your first one, why don't you win it at home, Roy?
Oh, Brekalo is past.
Oh, Lindbergh! Oh, wow! Lindbergh lost his front wing, and we have now the number 2 missing a front wing. The rain. Wow.
That's something that's very interesting to see is Ilya Brekalo just passed Hemil on the outside because of the tire differences, and the rain tire guys now entering the pits because it isn't going to help them any less. Because it's only 1% wet on the racing line. Still 17 outside, but that's not really the place that you want to be.
Yeah.
Anyway.
But yeah, surprisingly, a lot of guys, just surprised by the rain, and aquaplaning off, and yeah, that's of course sad to see. But yeah, you can now see which drivers are can cope with the circumstances, and yeah.
Something that is very interesting to see is Matt Gill just exited the pit after changing his tires and is still in 6th. So maybe for him it was safer to just go for safe and stay out those first few laps, staying out of trouble.
Cabrera, what's happening with Cabrera? Oh, Cabrera spun! Oh, Cabrera, don't do that too often. I know you want to win, but yeah, take it easy. Oh, Tomislav, oh, I think that part is very wet there. Tomislav also overshot the corner there. Yeah, there are tricky conditions. It's not raining anymore, but that doesn't mean there is the surface is not wet anymore. No, it's still wet, and yeah, if you are not going well and you don't have the right steering in point, then you find wetness.
Oh, Cabrera overshooting that corner a little bit, but staying alive. Yeah, it's very interesting to see because on the racing line it's not dry, so you ultimately want to push very much. But then once you make just a little mistake, you go outside it and you crash. It's starting to rain now again, 1%. But
oh, this is the race. Oh, if it's going to rain again, what will you do? What will you do, guys? Decision is yours, and I don't know what to do. It would be hard. What would you do if you were a front runner, Roy? Would you stay out, or would you take the gamble to come in?
At the moment I would stay out. It's still not raining too much. And what we saw was that at around 15 to 20% the dry tires can still do a fine job. Yeah. Because the wet tires have to be warmed up first, and that's quite hard to do with these cars. And even he has quite a big gap, so even if he makes a mistake and loses a bit of seconds in the lap, he will still be up front. So I'll just wait and stay out. He's gaining time on Tomislav still. So.
Yeah, still. Oh, but Mason got even faster time as the front through runners. And what is Brekalo doing? Yeah, Brekalo is lapping even faster. Brekalo is really fast now. I think he got around 2 seconds on the leader, but the problem is he's 20 behind. So yeah, this is very interesting. About all the tactics. I don't know what we will see, but it's a very interesting race. But yeah, some retirements. I think our rookie Kupciunas is already out. You have Philip Koenig out. I think that's connection lost. And we have got a battle out with a crash. Yeah, I think he should have driven to the pits, and he yeah, I think even with a front nose damage, and he could still get a podium, because you see the changing conditions. If you get it right, you can win a lot of time. Yeah, so yeah, I think we still will see enough happening with the weather. Roy?
Yeah, the Rhine line has totally disappeared now. It's 16% out there and still gaining. Tomislav again losing some time. Brekalo not really gaining any time on Cabrera, but he does on Tomislav, and Rob Mason is a little bit in between still. It's just going. I think it's just going to wait for someone to make a mistake really at the moment.
Oh, and Tomislav goes wide. So we will give you the order now. It's Francis Cabrera in P1. It's Tomislav Sweben in P2. It's Rob Mason in P3. Ilya Brekalo in P4. Robbie Hamill in P5, doing a decent job. Johan Lindberg, who had some problems in Bahrain, some bad luck, he's now in P6 and holding out. Jared van der Weijden, who just spun, is in P8 because he was in P7, but he spun and now he's in P8. And P7 is now for Mr. Gale. And we've got Riedberg again in the pits. I think he's going for the record for most pit stops. What do you think, Roy?
Yeah, he's changing to the wet top. He's going for the wet tires now, while we see Mason making a little mistake. It's still gaining. It's 25% now, so if he can get it going, then he might do some laps. But
guys, some types of advice: pit now.
I think that Martijn has an issue now because he's driving backwards in the pit. But while we do that, we see that Rob Mason made a little mistake. He's still gaining on Tomislav Schroten. So.
Who's the first one to pit? Is it Brekalo? Brekalo! Smart! If this continues, you will get loads of time back. But don't speed in the pit lane. Brekalo in from P4. He was only 20 seconds behind. And of course, this pit stop will take a while. But yeah, if this continues, he will get loads of time back. And Cabrera...
On the wide, made a little bit off.
Yeah, so. I think Cabrera had a slightly off as well. And yeah, the man of the race now it's Mason. Mason gets close to Sweben, and he's overtaking Sweben. But Sweben has the inside. Oh, Mason! Yeah, try to. Oh, don't lose your front wing. Good boy. Nothing lost, only time. But yeah, this gives a clear indication you need to pit. And Mason talks to his pit crew now, and I think he will go in at the end of this lap. But now you will see the amount of time loss they will have on Ilya.
Cabrera is sliding as well. He needs to pit as well. It's time to pit now. Oh, that looks horrible. So we see everybody sliding his rear.
What's the percentage, guys?
It's almost 40%, so it's
40% in an Open Series race. Well, that's the test. And Brekalo timed it perfectly. And Cabrera is in. Will he keep the lead?
Brekalo gaining, has gained.
Oh, Lindberg! Yes! Too late. It's impossible to drive the car with those tires now. Come in. And well, if you come in, just change your...
Everybody going in on it. Cabrera will still lead with quite a big gap. I didn't really expect that. It's going to be close for... I think that Brekalo will go in second.
Yeah, but the... Hamill spins, yeah. We nearly had an overtake in the... off the track. It's almost undrivable. The drivers now need to change the tires.
Yeah, it's starting to get a little bit drier, but still 34%. So Bracalo only gained around 5 seconds on
No, no.
Cabrera, so that's not really a lot. But
I think he gained a lot more. I think he gained maybe 8 seconds. Or yeah. Well, yeah, he's closer, but yeah, it's still 9 seconds. So Cabrera, yeah, won this round. He lost time, but he still is in the lead. And yeah.
And as we see now, Bracalo is faster than Cabrera because Cabrera is still on cold tires, so that may play into factor as well.
Martin Rydberg is out. We've got another retirement in this, treacherous conditions.
Because he got disqualified. Reversing on the track or something. Yeah, I saw him having some trouble in the pit lane earlier. So.
Yeah. Let's go on board with Francis Cabrera. The guy can show us his skills now for some time. And you can just see when we are on board how difficult it is to apply the throttle. And yeah, it's so hard. You want to go as fast as you can, but you also need to be you need to be very careful with the throttle because it can cut you out. And Cabrera already spun sometimes, and that's also because of applying throttle too early, I think. And Bracalo is gained a second last lap. Roy, will he get him?
At this pace he will, but very soon I think they will need to rechange to dry tires again because the wetness is getting less and less every time. Something interesting, I think that Matt Gill didn't change to the wet tires. He's in fifth. I don't think that the gap is really small enough for it to gain. Yeah, that could just be me and my computer, but it's very interesting.
Bracalo is taking serious risks now to get the win. Let's go on board with Bracalo for a moment, because also this guy deserves to be in the spotlight. This was the driver in the Formula Challenge for the Downforce team in Bahrain, and now he's driving in P2, so a good choice for Downforce hiring him 2 weeks ago. He shows it now in P2, and he looks, even in the rain, he looks pretty smooth. He just lets the car do its job, and I think he won a whole second again on Cabrera. So he has more pace at the moment.
Yeah, Bracalo showing some decent speed here in the rain, but on the dry we saw Cabrera being faster, the faster of the two. So it's going to be interesting to see how long they can still survive on the wet tires before they will have to change it.
Now Bracalo wants to be as close as possible with Cabrera if he needs to change. So I think in this rate he will catch him, but will he be at the back of Cabrera when it starts to clear up again? That's what I'm wondering. And in P3 we have Tomislav Sviben, who had some problems with the rain, of course, but didn't lose a front wing. So yes, he's still in P3, and the guy will really like that if he can get a podium in this much improved field this season. Last year he got 2 wins, and he's chasing for another wins. But he's doing quite well in P3.
And if you want to take a risk, you change to the dry tires now. It's 20% on the line. Outside it's quite wet, so you don't want to go outside. But the top 2 is continuing.
Yeah. I think it would be lap or 1, 2 too early. They don't want to take the risk now. They will wait.
Yeah, and the rain tires are at the temperature now, so I reckon that they can do a little bit longer. Bracalo now entering the 5 seconds gap, so he's really closing in on him. If he can make this for 1 or 2 laps, he will surely be there after the pit stops. It's going to be very interesting to see what their pace will be on the drying track.
Yeah. And yeah, I hope we can now watch Mr. Gale, because he's doing a decent job in P5. He's not, yeah, you don't notice him, but he's doing his job and he's doing it quite well. He just keeps driving, does not make too much mistakes. I think he made 1 or 2, which are easily done when it's raining. But overall, he's kept it together and he's driving in P5, which is not bad. And
yeah, he's doing quite a good job just keeping it on track. We've seen quite some guys not being able to do that. And right now we see Bracalo within 4 seconds of Cabrera. Let's see if they go into the pit this time.
yeah, he's now got a visual. He can see him. They can wave to each other. And I think Bracalo wants to wave to Cabrera, and Cabrera doesn't want to watch his rear view mirror. So yeah, he's coming, Bracalo, and Cabrera. If you have any speed left, if you can go faster, do it now, because yeah, Bracalo is coming, and the home win could still be yours, Cabrera. But you need to go faster because Bracalo feels good, and he looks good in these conditions.
Yeah, something that I noticed between Cabrera and Bracalo is that Cabrera is taking quite some wide lines, but also exiting the corner, taking 2 wide lines, going on the curb, so he's losing some time there. I think that Ilya Bracalo knows where to drive in the bad conditions, maybe has tested a little bit. He's within 3 seconds now almost.
Yeah, it's very very interesting. I think Bracalo is very good on throttle. He's just waiting for the right opportunity to put his foot down, and yeah, I think that's his main thing which he's doing right at the moment. But yeah, you can see Bracalo is taking risks. He wants to be as close as possible, as soon as possible. But yeah, we have even backmarkers. We've got Hamel who's going to the red part of the circuit, and Bracalo can overtake.
I would reckon that you come in now with 13% wetness. I think it's time to go in, but Cabrera doesn't.
But Gale does. Gale into the pits.
Bracalo also doesn't, but he's still improving his time, so I don't think that he feels the need for me. Although he lost a little bit of time this lap.
What's the percentage, Roy? Can you give it to me?
On the dry line, on the racing line, it's 12%, and outside is 32%.
Yeah, that's.
So I think it's time for the dry tires. Oh, while we see someone spinning there, that was Matt Gale, almost taking out Hamil.
Yeah, it's still tricky if you can't get the dry line. But yeah, I think he was a lap too early.
Something interesting to see is Jared van der Weijden. Jared van der Weijden has changed to dry tires, but it's going to be interesting to see the next lap and to see what his time will be, and to see if Cabrera and Bracalo should really enter the pit now.
Yeah, Mason takes the takes the first strike. He wants to win. He wants to try it. We will see. Oh, Mason nearly loses it. But yeah, that's the conditions. The first lap is the worst lap if you are switching tires, because yeah, you don't have the feeling yet, and yeah.
Yeah, you can't exit the racing line. Cabrera is still continuing, and Bracalo as well.
I could.
The thing is, if they continue like this, we will only have like 5 laps left, and that won't be enough to catch him, even with these increased speed on the drives.
Yeah.
So it's just a matter of how long can the wet tires survive, as Ricardo goes a little bit wide for safety.
But the gap is only 1.5 seconds. And yeah, the gap is still getting closer. But maybe Cabrera saved some of the speed for last. Maybe saving his tires a bit. And I really hope so. Because yeah, we want the Spanish crowd to go wild. And yeah. Oh, and Mason spins! Mason spins! Mason spins! Then it would be not good enough at some parts for the dry tires. So,
well, on the racing line it's good, but you really don't want to exit it, because then you would just do a spin. There's no doubt about that. It's 30% still, so that's very wet.
yeah.
So you have that's the risk. You can be faster, but once you make a mistake, you go off big.
Now we have now, I believe, 8 runners in the race. Number 8, that's Johan Lindberg, who's going to overtake Jared van der Weijden, who aquaplaned off. So it's now Jared van der Weijden in P8 with Johan Lindberg in P7. Mr. Gale in P6, which he's getting with sliding everywhere now in these dry tires. Mr. Hamill in P5, Mason in P4, yeah, the quick spin a moment ago, and Tomislav still in P3, but he's losing time on the 2 leaders, and those 2 leaders are Ilya Brecalo in P2 and Francis Cabrera is leading. And this is very interesting. He's now really close. It's 6 tenths between Brecalo and Cabrera, and they both never won a Grand Prix. Both had some podiums, but they never won a Grand Prix in the Open Series. So, yeah, one of them would do it, I think. But yeah, who of the 2?
Brecalo made a little mistake, got him stuck on the curb, so that cost him some time.
Yeah, they know that time is running out, so this is in the advantage from Cabrera, who's still leading. And Brecalo is trying to force something now. He needs to be close. He needs to be closer.
If you just continue to going wide again, he was so close. He should just drive as he always did. But I guess the nurse got a better of him at the moment.
Yeah, I think it's maybe his tires. I think the tires of Brecalo, because he pushed harder, are gone. I think that's the problem, and with the dryness, I think, yeah, the tires will overheat. And Cabrera, who did a slower pace, but has more tires left. And yeah, he's had a much faster lap than Brecalo.
See now as well is that Rob Mason is gaining 8 seconds a lap on Cabrera. So had one of the drivers decided to come in a little bit earlier, it might be even more interesting for Brecalo for sure.
Yeah, I agree. But yeah, he's coming too late, Mason. But not, yeah, he's flying now, Mason. But it will all be too late.
Yeah, it's a real shame. It looked like we had a nice battle going on and starting to develop even more. But then Ilya really overcooked his tires, so Cabrera just needs to calm down now. Drive lines in the wet lines, cooling his tires as well. He's got more than 2 seconds a gap now, so it's safe for him. And it's starting to rain. A really good idea. Rob Mason's still looking very good, but I don't think he can maybe go for a win, but maybe a podium position for sure.
Yeah, he might get the podium position away from Tomislav, who's a bit struggling. Yeah, it looks very good for Cabrera now, and this would be a popular win. And yeah, we hear rain again. It's a whole season of Open Series rain all got in one Grand Prix. And yeah, Cabrera has only one lap to go. So
Something that's very interesting to see, sorry Menno, is that Robbie Hemming was closing on Bracalo now, trying to unlap himself very soon, I reckon.
yeah, but I'm wondering, can Cabrera hold his nerves now? This would be a very tense moment for him. I think he drove around 8 to 10 races in the Open Series already, and yeah, he tried pretty hard, and to get his win. I think he will scream behind his computer if he can get it. And it looks like he can win it, and it would be a popular win. Don't you agree, Roy?
Yeah, it would be amazing seeing the chasing conditions. It's been a very hard race today, so it's very good if you can manage to not make too much mistakes, don't go around. And if Cabrera really showed his consistency and his car control here today.
Yeah. It would be very interesting to see how the battle for P3 will unfold. So, because Mason is really closing.
I think the gap will be a little bit too much. It's still 10 seconds, so I can't see that happening. To be honest.
So, there he is, Francis Cabrera. After some good tries, he led more than one race already, but in the end he only got some podiums. But now, at home, the Spaniard, Francis Cabrera, crosses the line and he wins the Open Series race in Spain, and he shows the FC team bosses, I'm ready to do FC. So, team bosses, it's your choice. But this guy showed if he has the car, he can do a pretty good job with it. It's Ilya Bracalo in P2, again in P2, like in Australia. And it's Tomislav Sweden in P3, which I find really good from him, because yeah, I had some problems early on, and yeah, didn't do a lot of testing, but still came in P3, so that should feel as a win from him. Mason had P4, and I think without that spin he would have had P3. But yeah, I think it was good for Mason that he tried to take the risk. He did go all or nothing. That was good. Hamill is in P5. It's Mr. Gale in P6, and it's Johan Lindbergh in P7, and it's Jared van der Weijden in P8, was the last one who finished. We've got some retirements. It was Gerard Battle, who was really looking good for a podium position if you look at pace, but he crashed out in P9. Philip Koenig had, I think, a connection lost in P10. But he also looked very promising with his pole position here. And then we got Martin Rydberg, who crashed out unfortunately, and Mr. Kupciuanis, who had even more problems. Overall, it was a good race to see, Roy. Are you looking forward to the next event in 2 weeks?
Yeah, it's going to be very interesting. Portimao, a returning track on the calendar. I know that some people haven't driven it yet, so that's going to be a whole new experience for them as well. And that's going to be very interesting. It's a very beautiful track. So
yeah, great. But I think we saw the race, and we're now going to head off, and we are closing this broadcast. I want to thank everybody who's working with this. I want to thank Sven de Vries for helping to do this broadcast, and of course Mr. Ruud Hiestebeek, who did all the camera work. I want to thank my co-commentator Roy. Thanks, Roy.
No worries.
Okay. Well, my name was Menno Klont, and we will see you in 2 weeks. Thanks. Bye bye.